So you want to stop being a bitter artist. I understand. It's rough out there. You think that, maybe you deserve to be in a better position than you are. You've worked very hard. How come other people are getting the success that you want and you aren't? Well, I'm here to help you overcome that today so that you can, achieve your dream creative project much quicker. And I have 3 key tips for how to do that. So let's jump into it. Hey creators, Aimon here, and this is where I help you master your creative mindset. And I explore my creative philosophy based on my creative experience in all of my projects and whatnot. So a little bit of backstory. I'm kind of talking to myself here. To get real and raw for a second, I consider myself a bit of a bitter artist, and I've been working very hard at all of my creative projects, and I haven't gotten the traditional success that, you see that all of these artists that you admire kind of get. And it's been a fantastic and humbling experience not getting to exactly where I want to go, because that journey is only ever going to continue. And it's allowed me to kind of redefine what my version of success is. If you've seen any of my other videos, I talk about this a fair bit. And this has been really important on my journey. And there's a lot of things that I could say as to why I haven't achieved that particular type of success. My music is way too niche, or, my videos are way too niche. It doesn't really have an audience. And, this is all just little justification made up by, my mind, my ego to try and make me feel a little bit better. But then also, why do you even want that particular type of success anyway? Again, I explored that in previous videos. But today I'm just talking about how you can stop being a bitter artist. And aside from that, there's stories like Van Gogh that, never actually achieved traditional success until he was, dead and, would have been 40 or 50 or something. So, this journey just goes on forever. So are you in it for the long run or not, So you may never achieve that traditional success. And, are you okay with that? That's up to you, really. So I've got 3 key tips that have helped me along my journey to stop being a bitter artist. And the first one is gratitude. Really, if you reframe the position that you are in, and even if you're not in the most ideal position ever, if you wake up and for a small portion of your day, you get to create art that you enjoy creating, and you just sit with that for a second, like what more could you really want? Yeah, it might be cool if, more people watched your videos or listened to your music and then supported you on Patreon or whatever, right? But the fact is, you get to spend time doing what you love. What more could you really want? And yeah, you could want more, but if you can focus on being happy with that, then you're not only going to forget about the rest, but you're going to put more effort and be more passionate, about what you are creating now. And then the quality of that work is going to speak for itself because you're focused on that thing and you're not focused on what you're not getting, right? So you're going to make better art, which potentially has a better chance of achieving that potential mainstream success, or whatever the next level is for your creative journey at the moment. So whenever I'm feeling like, oh my God, I can't believe everyone else has, gotten better than me. He started later than me and he's much further than me. And why did he get that gig and I didn't get that gig? And I remind myself that I'm like, hold on a second. I get to sit here and relax and make music. Or I get to stand here and make videos and, talk about my life experience, and maybe other people can benefit from that and make a piece of art to put out into the world, which is fulfilling for me, maybe helpful for other people. That small reframe just pulls me back into the moment, into what I'm creating, and gives me the passion that I lack when I'm thinking about what I don't have. So number 2, and I kind of mentioned it there, is that you can't compare yourself to others. But in my experience, this has been the number 1 killer for my creative projects, is that as soon as I'm doing that, as soon as I'm looking at other people being like, I deserve that, and why do they have that? It just kills whatever you're doing, man. It takes all of your passion away. It just sucks it out of you because your journey is completely different to that other person's journey. You know, even if you grew up in the same area, have been creating art for the same amount of time, you know, you haven't really done that much different. There's so many variables, infinite variables, as to how one can achieve particular success and, you know, one doesn't. So you literally can't. You actually cannot compare yourself to others because there is worlds between you and them, and so many infinite variables. And if you can truly grasp that, you know, I'm not sure if I'm really conveying it in the way that I understand it, but if you can truly grasp that and you don't actually compare yourself to others because you know that you can't compare yourself to others, then you just feel this wave of relief because you're back in your own journey, right? You're back doing it for what you were originally doing it for, which is yourself, you know, because you want to do it, because you know that you're good at it, because you know that you want to continue to get good at it and progress at that thing that you're passionate about, which brings you deep joy and satisfaction, which comes back to the first thing of having gratitude, you know. When you're not comparing yourself to other people, which your brain is really good at making you do, you know, then everything else fades away and you remember why you're doing it and you jump straight back into that thing. And it's awesome, right? So I think, you know, what's key here is trying to catch yourself out as soon as you notice yourself doing it. Because our caveman brain, you know, it's there to compare yourself to other people, right? But now that we have the internet, we're comparing ourselves to people with 1 million or 1 billion followers, and our brain is not designed for that, and it hasn't caught up with that just yet, if you haven't noticed. So if you can stop comparing yourself to others on your creative journey and realize that you are unique in your own creative journey and it will go on the path that it is meant to go on, you know, and you will get wherever you need to go. And I almost said deserve there, but that's another tricky thing that the mind does for you. It makes you think that you deserve something because you've worked so hard for it. And the world doesn't owe you anything, dude. Which again is really hard to remember and just to confront and face and understand, because it's true, you know, and it's rough out here. And that's why I'm making this video, because I understand, right? It's rough out here. You know, that's just part of the creative journey, isn't it? And number 3, which kind of feeds back off the last 2, is you have to destroy expectations. And again, this comes down to kind of letting everything fade away, all of your expectations, and just being present in the moment in your creation. You know, for example, if I'm standing here making this video, to get meta for a second, and I'm thinking about how it will perform and how many views it will get, so that then I can progress and get more subscribers and more people watching me and then more money in the future, then all of a sudden I'm not standing here doing the best job that I can right now for you. I'm standing here thinking about me and my journey and how good I'm going to get later on, you know? And this is my expectation. And to go another level deep, like, obviously I do have those expectations because I have to think about marketing, how I'm going to title the video to get you to click on this so that you can benefit, right? You know, you have to think about those things. And ultimately, one of the consequences could be that that will help me progress. But if I'm spending all my time coming up with these expectations and trying to execute on those expectations, as opposed to just doing the thing, then again, as you can see, it's just going to take me completely out of it, and I'm not going to make the true quality that is going to actually have the impact on the world and change the lives that I'm trying to change, you know? And that's just one example. But again, say you sit down for a writing session or a music production session. Before you've even sat down in that chair, your mind has come up with a bunch of expectations for you. You know, and that could be, I'm going to do this for an hour, or I'm going to make an awesome song right now, or whatever it may be. And even if you think that that is a positive expectation to have, it could still negatively affect your process. So it can be good to have expectations, to sit down and say, I'm going to make music for 1 hour. But that doesn't mean you're going to make an awesome track, which is going to get 1 billion plays. Because then you're super hard on yourself if you don't do that. But if you just show up, each day, you say, I'm going to do this for 1 hour. And that's the only broad expectation that you have, which can still be dangerous, because then at 1 hour could be close to getting to that awesome stage of the track, but then you stop and you play video games or something because you told yourself you would only do it for 1 hour. You see, so I can't paint out every scenario, but expectations can really, really be harmful to your creative process and ultimately make you a more bitter artist. So short recap, remind yourself that you get to create what you love, which is awesome. Have that gratitude. Secondly, you can't compare yourself to other people's journeys. Only compare yourself to you yesterday. How did you do? And how are you going to show that person that you're better than them, And thirdly, you have to destroy all of your expectations. Or at the very least be aware of them, because they can change everything, And again, I'm not standing here telling you what to do. As I said at the start, this is kind of a video for me to come and click back on whenever I'm doing these things, or remind myself. I'm like, oh, that's right. This guy knows what he's talking about, Because I've been through this myself, and this is what I have found to work for me. And this allows me to get the most satisfaction out of creating what I love. And that has a huge ripple effect and only makes me more passionate in creating better things, and I just get in this loop. But the second you do these other things, then you get in this negative loop. And that's only going to make your artistic project and your life worse. You know what I'm saying? So guys, thanks for watching this episode of Creative Philosophy. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Let me know if you have anything else that I missed in the comments, please. Love hearing from you guys. And I'll see you in the next episode.